Hey everyone, it's Miss Mays here, and I just kind of wanted to explain some of the word problems that we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. I've had a few questions on them, and I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. The first word problem that I'm going to start with is it's called an end unknown word problem, which means that what we don't know is at the end of the story. So I'm going to go ahead and start by talking about what we have right over here. It's called cubes, and it means that we go through and we teach them the strategy of how to attack a word problem. And the first thing we ask them to do is circle the numbers. Then we ask them to underline the question, to box any action words that are giving them any clues to what they might need to do in order to solve this word problem. And then we ask them to evaluate what they're going to be doing. What is the operation? Is it addition? Is it subtraction? What kind of number sentence or equation should they have? And where does the box go initially? And then we have S, which is solve and check. I am going to be showing you a couple of different ways that we can solve an addition or subtraction problem, and I've taught them multiple different strategies to solve, and I just ask that they use the one that's best for them. And maybe it is stacking it up and doing that standard algorithm, but maybe it's using base 10 or doing something a little bit different, but I want them to be able to use the strategy that is best for them and is easiest for them to get the answer. So I'm going to go ahead and start by reading our word problem, and it says Santa has 35 gingerbread men. He ate 23 of them. How many gingerbread men does Santa have now? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by circling my numbers. We have 35. Oop, you know what? I'm going to use a different color than that. Sorry, guys. We don't want to use black. Let's use red. So I'm going to circle 35.
It's 12:15.
Oops, sorry. My computer goes off every once in a while to tell me the time. It keeps us on track, and it helps our kids better learn the different ways to tell time. So sorry about that. So 35 and 23. Then it says underline the question, so I start by saying the question mark is at the end, and then I underline everything until I get back to that capital letter, and basically I reread the question now. How many gingerbread men does Santa have now? Next is boxing the action words. So anything that tells me what I could be doing, I'm going to circle 8. I'm going to circle have now, and I'm going to use those as my action words for this time. And then evaluate is, what am I going to do? What kind of word problem is this? What is it asking me? The question's asking me how many gingerbread men does Santa have now? So I'm seeing that it says I have 35, he ate 23 of them. How many do I have now? So I know that this is an end unknown problem. It means I know what I need to do. So to me, when I say 8, it means that I'm subtracting. So I'm going to do 35 minus 23 equals box. And that's my unknown. That's what I do not know. Have now. That's my question. I don't know what I have now. So there are a couple of different ways. You could do the standard algorithm by just stacking up 35 minus 23. And we know that we would get 5 minus 3 would be 2, and 3 minus 2 would be 1, and our answer would be 12. So the way that I ask my friends to check is that they go ahead and they stick their answer back in here, this box, and see, does this make sense? 35 minus 23 equals a smaller number? That makes sense. So I'm going to put a little check right here. So another way that you could solve this was that you could use base 10. You could draw the number 35. So with base 10, when you're subtracting, you would only draw the biggest number. Excuse my writing here. It's a little bit difficult on the computer. But basically, you would draw your biggest number, which is 35. In base 10, you'd have 3 10s and 5 1s here. I would need to take 3 1s away. 1, 2, 3, and oops, I can see that I made a mistake already. I only drew 4 instead of 5, so I know that I have 2 left over, so I can go ahead and write 2 down here. Always good to check our work, right guys? And then I know I would need to take away 2 tens. So I would take away those 2 tens, and I'm left with 1 10. So basically I would have the number 10 plus the number 2, which would equal the number 12. I hope this was helpful, guys. I'll be sending out a few more videos.